Hey guys, welcome to Whiskey, Lead, and Steel. Feelings hurt while you wait, the official podcast of Aggressive Defensive Solutions. I'm Lee Curling. With me today is Sam Long, and we're in Arsenal Performance and Gunworks.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Glad to have you.
And today, Sam, we're going to talk about some new guns you guys are building.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
so
sir, we sure are.
I don't really know what questions to ask because I don't know what guns we're building other than a Mark 1, Mark 2. So give us a quick rundown of what the Mark 1 is and what makes it kind of unique.
Sure. Well, the Mark 1, Mark 2, and eventually Mark 3 lines of firearms are purpose-built, a series of purpose-built weapons in various configurations. That Mark 1 specifically will be used as kind of a race gun, your competition type gun. So the Mark 1 is going to be basically fielding a 3-gun series of firearms that a person can walk in here and say, hey, give me the Arsenal Performance and Gunworks Mark 1 series. And within that line, you've got a couple of different options. Of course, you're going to have your pistol, your rifle, and your shotgun, but they will be optimized for the competition type event and location. We're initially building our Mark 1 handguns off of the SIG Sauer line, and we'll be using the Glock platform as well. We're using the SIG 320 in a full size with our proprietary porting, and then trigger job, stippling, couple different things, a little bit of a recipe that we're cooking up. Same thing with the Glock. Then the Mark 1 carbine is going to be a 14.5 or 16-inch carbine optimized for racing. So slick, lightweight, go fast, paper, drill holes in paper at distance, So we're basing these two recipes on Rick's experience out at Ag DefSol and the Second Saturday series that you guys run. And, over the years, the time that y'all put in and the expertise that you've gained, bringing that in-house, putting these together. And then for the third part of the series, Mark 1 series, is going to be shotgun. So we're going to be building our race gun off of the 870 platform, the Remington 870 race shotgun. And it's going to be pumped, rock and roll, fly through it. It's going to be super nice when we get it out. Can't wait to show you a couple of them when we get them first built. So, yeah.
So
that's
how long before you think you'll be starting to crank these out?
Well, we've actually got the first base weapons in, and we're starting to do the work on them. They come in the door, they're going to get an action polish job. They're going to get blasted down. They get a custom finish, a custom Cerakote color. And then we're going to do our trigger jobs. They all get a flat face trigger for the speed. And then they're going to go out for milling, for optics, come back, everything will be put together just right. The compensator for the pistol will get put on there. Right now, we're kind of bouncing back and forth between a compensated gun and a pistol with porting in the barrel. Kind of deciding which way we want to go with that. But I think you can look for probably 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll have our first set out there on the range running through some drills.
All right, so either just before July, or the first, or a July 4th present. Alrighty.
Yeah, it could be celebrate freedom. Right?
All right, celebrating freedom with a brand new gun.
That's
Alrighty.
Right.
So, okay. So Mark 2.
The Mark 2 line. So the Mark 2 line is going to be built more for carry, home defense, everyday carry. Obviously, everyday carry on a carbine can get interesting.
There are some folks out there talking about everyday carrying of a carbine, but I'm not sure where you're carrying it. But not in Hampton Roads.
The concept of a truck gun is not a bad one.
Right.
I can't imagine you're going to be strolling through Lynnhaven Mall with your kit on.
Right.
But yeah, so same thing. The Mark II is going to be the basic pistol, carbine, rifle, 3-gun concept, but it's going to be optimized to what you carry out every day. So for us, we are big fans when it comes to everyday carry. We are big fans of the SIG 365 in the XL or in the macro platform, and then with our custom mods done to it as well. So those guns, that's we're aiming more towards the fall, early winter for that. We're going to get the competition stuff out there, given the season that we're in right now.
Okay.
But so the carbine is going to be, I don't know. Do you remember Rick talking about the Rhino rifle? Yeah. So we're kind of bringing the Rhino rifle forward into the 21st century a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So the Rhino rifle was a 2004, 2005 era rifle. So it could stand to be
2020s.
Modernized.
Yeah.
It could stand to be modernized.
Well, I would say this, that the principles under which he built the rifle were pretty sound.
Oh, absolutely. Right. It's pretty completely ambidextrous.
And everything you need, nothing you don't.
Well, and it's kind of funny because we actually just finished taping, and we kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole talking about the fact that my carbine is fairly retro at this point, and it is a Rhino rifle. I've been carrying that since I think we built it in 2003, 2004. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's a it's Knight's armament. It could stand to be modernized, but the principles are still there. And the fact is, I'm still carrying it as is because it does what I need, the way I need it, and there's not a lot out there that I go, I need to do that to improve the rifle.
Sure, but when those things do come along.
But if I was building it new, I would build it new, slightly different with the same principles.
Which is where we're going with that.
Which is where you're going, right? Absolutely.
But your retro rifle, given the goings on in the LARPer world today, somebody probably give you a pretty penny for that.
It was funny. Again, we just had this we just had this conversation, and the funny thing is, there's another company that's kind of a boutique gun manufacturer that built a whole line of rifles, and one of them was some retro rifles, and one of the guys that we're friends with we had done an interview with about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they built a gun that was almost identical to mine, and not in the ambidextrous nature of things. It wasn't a Rhino rifle, but a lot of the look and feel of the SOC mod stock and the Knight's armament.
Yeah.
Foregrip and some different things, and it was like, oh yeah, we just kind of built almost the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So it is funny, right? It's there's a lot of guys in the and again, Jeremy said it, the early GWAT era is now
it's come back around.
Is now the antique guns, right? They're the vintage guns.
Sure, but
they're the vintage guns, yeah. So
it's just like bell bottoms and parachute pants. They're never gonna completely die. Never gonna completely go away.
Parachute pants should go away.
No,
I'm just saying.
No disagreement with you there.
Just saying. Okay, but for the Mark II, that's an everyday carry.
Yeah.
Right. We'll come out of the rabbit hole with the whole thing there, but basically based on the original kind of Rhino gun and in 2020, the 2024 version as opposed to the 2004 version.
Sure, cool. But I think if you sent this gun back to the early 2000s, you'd see some things on there that were probably familiar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of we've seen the last couple of years where people have gotten really scientific with their shooting, the different stances and how they present the gun and all that. And, that's all you guys have seen it all, I'm sure, as you come along. Rick and I talk about that a lot, and we kind of break it down to basics, asking those 3 questions.
Right.
Is it necessary, repeatable under stress, and does it work?
Right.
That's really the design philosophy that we're bringing to each of these lines. With the Mark IIs, you know, we're basically building the guns that, hey, you know, if the zombies rolled in, you know, on a cargo ship through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, you know, what would you grab and head for the boonies? You know, these would be the guns that you would throw in your bag and rock and roll. Right. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So then you alluded to at some point a Mark III. What?
Well.
Or are we looking far in the future? Or
you know,
are we looking at a different class of?
We gotta. Yeah, you know, I got to keep some suspense out there about.
Okay.
You know, HK built their space station rifle at one point, and you know, who says APG&W won't come along and do something similar? So.
Alrighty.
It's gonna be fun when it comes out, though. I'll tell you that.
All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing now. So you have your FFL fully up and running. Are you guys running at 100%?
Pretty close. Yeah, actually, I was just in the back a few minutes ago, working on a wheel gun of all things around here. Okay. But yeah, we deburred a trigger on a little concealed carry wheel gun, which is North American Arms. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little revolver and 22 mag. We've got SIGs and Glocks and Springfields and all, you know, rolling in the door. ARs coming in. Rick is they're busy back there working on the Cerakote. Yeah, we're cranking right along.
So you're doing basic cleaning, right? So
yep.
I mean, and when I say basic cleaning, it's
we call it field stripping inspection.
There's a field stripping inspection, deep clean, right?
Yep. Action polish.
Yeah, you're doing action polish jobs. So those are kind of you come in, your gun's working the way you want it to. Those are kind of you know, you'd think the guy in the back wouldn't be using that air gun.
Hey, we got to pick it up. We got to keep it working around here.
Hey, you got to pay the bills. So those are kind of the normal everything, you know.
Yeah,
guns working, you know. But
that's the bulk of what we get. Sure.
And then general gun repair.
Yes.
Hey, my gun's broke. Come fix it.
I had so I had a guy walk in the other day. His father-in-law had passed him away and left him a Smith & Wesson L frame, beautiful 686 and stainless, gorgeous. And came in and sure enough, he was missing the yoke pin on the side of the gun. Well, hey, you know, we can get that for you and put it in, which we did. And then he said, well, why don't I leave it here and y'all get it detailed clean so he could go around and sell it. I said, sure enough. So he dropped it off, took it back. We did our thing. We got the parts in, put the parts in. He came and got it and said that he was thinking about not selling it because it looked so good.
All right.
Got it back. So toot my horn a little bit.
There's nothing better, I think, than when somebody brings in something that they had inherited and then they get it back and
absolutely
go, you know what, I don't think I want to part with this.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's good.
That's awesome. So the general cleaning and polishing, repair, and then you guys are doing Cerakoting.
We are
up running any color you want.
Any shade, any stencil, any
stencils
shapes
you want.
Yeah,
pretty much whatever. Right?
Couple that with a stippling job, and you know you got yourself.
Oh yeah, and all right, and then you guys are doing stippling, and then some milling. You guys doing milling yet?
Yes. So we've got a partner. We work with on our machining. And he's up and running. He's actually something else he did for us recently along the milling lines. Gentleman brought in a 2004 Stoker over under shotgun. He was having light strikes on his lower cylinder, so we got down there and took a look, and turns out that his firing pins were 0.004 of an inch shorter now, and 20 years later, than they were when he got them. and they made those firing pins out of a very mild steel back then. So we went to our partner and said, hey, these are the original dimensions. Can you do this? So he brought me back a piece of 2 firing pins made out of tool steel that were hardened, and we put them in the gun. And I think those firing pins are going to outlast the rest of that gun. Honestly. So yeah, pretty stoked about what we've been able to do for some of our customers.
All righty. So there you go. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And bluing still in the future?
Yes, it is.
Not real close future potentially, but
probably sooner than the Mark III.
Really?
Yeah.
All righty. So bluing, and that to me that's exciting.
Not cold blue. This is
hot blue. Hot bluing. Yeah.
Hot blue and parkerization. Yeah.
So to me that's actually one of the more exciting things, because trying to find somebody that can do that is nearly impossible.
It's difficult.
Right. It is. It's not an easy process. There's a lot going on there. It takes a lot of space. So
it's a funny story.
Yeah.
Trying to find somebody to blue an old shotgun is how I met Rick.
Yeah.
And that's how difficult. No.
And that's how this crap started.
Amen to that.
So, anything else?
Yeah, just want to let everybody know that since we are still kind of getting going, we're mostly appointment only. Encourage everybody to hit the website, arsenalpgw.com, and we post our availability up there. Set an appointment to bring your gun in and let us know what's going on with it. We'll turn it around and get it back to you, as quickly as we're able. But the appointments are kind of a big deal for us. Until we get this thing really, really rocking and rolling. It's not going to be something where we're open 7 days a week. We spend most of our time back in the back anyway. So, and the coffee's always hot. Coffee's always hot.
Coffee's always hot.
Let's see what else. Yeah, and the other thing too is generally, if your schedule is kind of crazy and you can't really, you don't really want to set a time because you don't know. Thursdays and Fridays we're basically open every Thursday, every Friday, 12 to 7. So combine your lunch break on your way home from work. If that appointment's better, go on and see what kind of slots we got, and somebody will be here to meet you and take care of what ails your gun.
What ails your gun? That's right. Yeah. But I think that's important for everybody to understand, is you guys are not a traditional gun store.
No.
You are not a gun store.
No, you won't
You're
come
a
in.
gun shop.
A gun shop.
So
you won't come in and find racks and racks of these Mark 1s, Mark 2s, and then, high points. And it's not crates and pallets of ammo. There are tons of guys, tons of great quality shops in the area that do that. We serve a different part of the market. We serve people who really want to take their guns to the next level, or get their guns back right even. Right. And we're building our own history, but we're following in the footsteps of a pretty serious guy who recently left the area, unfortunately. And we do miss Mike, if you're watching this, buddy. We're just trying to match what he did and serve the community in that way.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a good point, that you're not going to walk in, go look through a case of guns, pick up a gun, fill out a 4473, walk out the door, right?
No.
But if you're looking for a gun with custom work done to it, you can come in, talk to the guys. They can order everything you need and put it together the way you want it. And you'll get a race gun out the door or a everyday carry out the door.
Absolutely.
Right. But it all is going to have some form of custom work.
I liken it to I liken it to going in and getting a suit tailored. Bring your polymer lower in, and we're going to do all the undercuts and all the fitting we're actually going to look at how you hold your gun, and we're going to do the work based on how you hold your gun. This is not a cookie cutter anything. We've got a couple different forms that if you came in and said, hey, I want you to build me an AR, okay, well, it's about a 45-minute process to work through one of these forms and go through and answer every single one of the questions. And with our relationships in the industry, tapping into some pretty significant actually relationships. We go back around and we find all the parts for the best price. We get you the best value that we can when we're putting that together. And it's not just assembling. So while we're taking these different parts and putting them together and meshing them, we're going through and we're polishing and we're tuning and we're making sure that everything's running right and everything fits just right. And when you get that firearm from us, when you come and actually end up filling out that 4473 and walking out of here, you've got a gun you can take straight to the range and put 5,000 rounds through it and not have to sweat a thing about it.
All right. Awesome. Anything else, Sam?
That's all I got for you, man.
All right, man. So good to see everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you. Just want to let everybody know that since we are still kind of getting going, we're mostly appointment only. Encourage everybody to hit the website, arsenalpgw.com, and we post our availability up there. Set an appointment to bring your gun in and let us know what's going on with it. We'll turn it around and get it back to you, as quickly as we're able.